Hello and welcome to Cigar Box Guitars, aka Dutchman in San Marcos. I am the DISM and we welcome you to this week's show. Welcome to all the cigar box enthusiasts and welcome to those who just are watching that like to see things built. So we appreciate you all. Be sure you subscribe, like, and tell your friends. So let's get going. All right, here we go. If you watch my little promo, like I was saying on there, I didn't get a lot done. And so then I thought, even as I was walking out here to record this, what can I do to fill the time? Because I don't have a lot of work on this cigar box to do. I've got to glue this on. I could show you that online. I got to do a few notches and then start gluing this thing inside and stain it, which we went over kind of last week. But then I thought, well, why don't I'll show you a few of these things in real time. And the cool part was I was watching Hot Sauce Kitchen Cigar Box Guitars, and he actually, his latest show that he has out, he was building a new cigar box guitar, and he was doing the neck, and I seen him pull out a can of this, which I've never used it before. So when I saw him use it, it was kind of a nice video to see this actually in action. So thanks, Hot Sauce Kitchen Cigar Box Guitar, or Black Lantern Cigar Box Guitars, whatever you're going to call yourself. Appreciated that show so we could see it. So anyways, the other thing I thought is I'm only kind of showing you one shot, and this would be a real good time to show you around my shop. It's not too big, but different little areas I have to work. The bad part for me is, as you can see from even just this bench, it's super messy right now. And it always seems like when I'm doing a project, you pull stuff out and the ideas are kind of flowing and you don't put stuff away. And then I always end up going, where did I put that little clicker? Or where did I put, the hardest thing I was trying to find was, where's my hammer? And the other day my wife walked in our garage and she goes, were you looking for your hammer? It's right over here. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So anyways, let me give you, I'll grab the camera and I'll show you around the shop a little bit. And maybe people will give me some good ideas for improving it, basically putting things away. But where to put things that I use all the time. So if you got any ideas, shoot them my way. I love the comments. Thanks for the comment somebody put in there on doing the sound holes. I really appreciate it. Not the first time I did that before. So I did one where it was actually a part of the logo, and then so I cut that out and then did the holes and put the screens in. So let's get going. I am thinking about, and I'll show you this first, putting all my cigar boxes that I have collected right now over in this area, maybe even over in here, moving some of this stuff. So when you're in the shot, you can actually see my cigar boxes that I have. But let me move you here. Let me show you. All my cigar boxes are up here. I'm kind of watching. Are right up here. Let me get this light on here. And I hope you can see them. I'm trying to get them all in the shot. Well, let me get that light out of there. Sorry about that. That light got in the way. Now, the embarrassing part for me, and let me get this light on, is my bench, as you can see, very messy right now. I've got a drill press over there with the soldering station, And then you've seen this desk before. A lot of my shaping and sanding stuff is done here. I've got my scroll saw back there. I built like this cart where they all kind of sit on. I've got my sander, and then I've got another little bench right here that just collects stuff. When you got spaces like that, you collect stuff. And then my other little cart I have, well, I've got a polisher and a grinding wheel back there. The other one is my chop saw, my fret cutting saw, and then I've got a portable sander down there, as you can see. And some of the things I was doing this week, I've been working on this. I've been mounting this, and this is actually that little bike trailer. And I hope my shots aren't too dizzying for you. I'm trying to hold it pretty still. But while I was doing it yesterday, my battery wore up right before I got the rest of the holes drilled. So that's why I've got them right here. I've got to finish that up. So there's the shop. There's the shop for you. And I hope that wasn't too dizzying with everything moving around. But so as you can see, hopefully this show will be my motivator to get things more straightened out. My wife always bugs me, goes, how do you find anything out there? And actually I do know where some things are at, but it definitely needs a little more organization and cleanup. And I keep saying I'm going to do it, and then I get distracted with other things, or I come out here and I start working and go, hey, what about a diddly bow idea? Like I showed you at the end of the show the last week of doing the diddly bow. I did decide on the box I'm going to use the one that I took a thumbnail of at last week's show. I'm going to use that red one. It's going to be the better one. So yeah, so let's get working on this box here. And let me slide the thing over and tip it down for you a little bit. So, like I was saying last week, I want to get this thing. I want to get this thing notched. I want to get this thing notched in here, and where it fits is actually, it's going to really fit more in the top like this. As you can see, it's going to fit in the top like that. So I need to make my notch just like that. I want to make sure I get this thing in here right, because it'll sit right. So I need to make some marks on here of where I can notch it. And I think the best way to do that would be with my little square. So, this might not be the most accurate way to do it, but it'll work. I'm only going to put a small notch. let me get my other glasses here. There we go, that's better. Now I can see that one. That can't be right. All right. So, as you can see, I got the neck nice and smooth now. Let me get my little saw. I'm thinking about making that side, you know, the bench I showed you, like my spot where I have all the tools that I'm using in, so I could get this clear. But let me see if I can find a straight line on this. I know I don't have to go too far because I don't want to go too deep. So I'm just doing it enough to notch it just a little bit. And now get them on the line. I'm making a mess now. That'll hopefully be good in the end. All right. Let's get my chisel. Maybe I'll just use the file. As you can see, I just need to make it just a little flattened, and then I don't need the whole thing chunked out because it's going to sit right here. It'll sit right there like that. I think that's just right. Just a touch. I don't want it to go too deep. I'm using this flat end of the file, and that's getting it just about right. Sand that off. Perfect. Get all my marks off here. There we go. That's about all I need right there, that little niche. So it just sits better. So it just sits better in here. Now, the other thing I was saying in my intro is I got some new tools. And I went to Harbor Freight and Tool, actually looking for a camping table, but they didn't have it. So I'm always looking in the racks for tools, and trying to keep my remote up there. And I found these on clearance. I thought, hey, great, I need those. And these are, the wood bits to finish this one up, because this is what I used, but it was too much force. So I'll be able to make it wider with this one, because I think that's an inch. Yeah. And the nice part about these are they're that hex fitting. So when they go in my drill, and I had a set which I was really enjoying. It's like that hex fitting like this. And the nice part about this is when you're drilling and you need to screw something in after you put your hole, you can just take, like the ones I'm using now are actually nuts. You can just take this and it goes in here a lot quicker. And so switching between the two is a lot quicker. So I had an oddball set of these. These are the old ones. But I found a set on sale, and I think for both of these it was only $13. But I found a set of those those hex drills like that. So I thought, hey, I could use those. Because on those hex drills, I keep breaking the really tiny one. I gotta be careful with it. So that's kind of a new addition to the tool sets. So we'll get using those. I'm gonna use one of these to make it that bigger. And yeah, we'll be doing that, and we'll get the fretboard glued on here. And this was just another problem I had of trying to. This will all be in the box, so you won't see it. But I needed it just to sit a little flatter right there. Now that'll do the trick. I told you about why this thing is looking, why you might think it should be the other way. Well, I kind of went the other way on this, so I'm calling this the my bastard headstock and my bastard tailpiece because they're reversed. So there you go. So we'll see you next week, and it's really gonna motivate me to clean the workshop and show you some of my progress on that next week. And I just appreciate you watching. Keep tuned in, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.